guys reconvene at the Enchanted Woods. Both parties, furniture in tow.
Can we whatever the term is, hand wave that we went to the green box to grab the other?
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You guys have the keys now, so you have it.
Yeah, and
Where?
I also paid 2 high school kids $10 each to carry the piano to a room.
Bless.
Okay, you've now stacked this hotel room full of extra
I was
furniture.
going to say, we could just leave it in the car because we might want to bring it to the house, but...
I mean, it's too late. You should have told me.
Children have been paid. But,
paid them with two Jolly Ranchers at $10.
So, there are cops at the house. There's just one guy watching the house, and I think I have a good idea of how we can get around him. But I could tell you that right now.
I start pulling out my knife.
No, it's not. It's not murder. It's just not. So Arthur had a bunch of fake IDs and stuff at his house. I could call in, say, "Oh, we're gonna have some gas inspectors check out the house to make sure the hooligans didn't mess with the gas because there was a gas leak in the '80s, so we don't want that to happen again." So we're gonna use the gas inspector fake ID that Arthur has, and we're gonna show up, and they're gonna let us in because they think we're actually gas inspectors.
If it's the same officer, though, that saw you and I
won't. Well, maybe we'll come in a different way. Maybe we'll have Team A go in and be the gas inspectors, and we'll sneak in through the back while he's distracted.
And not kick the door down.
Do you think they'll recognize my boot prints maybe on the doors from kicking them in?
I don't think this guy's that
shoes?
inspectory either, though, because like he didn't even ask me where my haunted house blog was, so maybe he just wasn't interested.
Well, yeah, you obviously didn't pack it with you. I haven't seen it. Alice, can you help me? I got a pimple on my back. If you could assist me with it real quick, privately.
Okay. Sure.
Excuse me, everybody. Back is it. Hurts a lot. Got to pop it.
She like starts rolling up her sleeves. Totally prepared, like, okay, where?
No, it's just an ingrown hair. Just come with me.
Oh. Well, you
There's
should get rid of
definitely
that
still
too.
a towel over the mirror in the bathroom, by the way.
I don't move it.
Hey, I ain't too good with none of these them computers, but it seems like she wants to check out this USB stick, but maybe not the other two. And I don't really want to betray anyone's trust. But I don't want to betray their trust either. I don't want to do nothing betraying. So I'm going to give it to you.
Oh. You're going to let me do the betraying.
I didn't mean it like that. I just meant
That's exactly what you meant.
I don't even know how to plug it in.
What if we look at it first?
Yes.
Determine what's on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then see. She also, pretty sure, didn't she say not to look at this until after?
Correct.
Oh. Yeah.
So
She
we need
said
to
that.
hide this.
Oh.
Or we look at it now. I don't know.
Oh, it
This
might
is
be.
new.
It could be pictures. Let me put it in
Bra?
my vest.
And you're a hidey hole.
Skin pocket.
My vest is full of like candy slings.
But if we go to the house, you shouldn't. I don't know that you should bring that with you, because if you die, then it's stuck on you. And what if we can't get to you? And then we'll never know what's on it.
Well, then, yep. I mean, if I die, just don't let me die there, and that's even better, right?
Oh no, of course we don't want you to die, but it's absolutely a possibility.
I mean, I risk my life every day. Just by living.
Yes. Yep.
Roger. On his headstone, he risked his life living. All right.
I risk my life every day.
All right. Well, this is gonna be weird because now we're gonna walk out, and what if they want to see my zit that's been popped?
No one's gonna want to see your zit.
Just tell them it was an ingrown hair, and you just pulled it out. It's fine.
Yep.
A lot of pus. a lot of it. That's what usually happens.
How about this? I'll let you describe it.
You want a peach ring, real quick? I got peach rings.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Patrons in mouth, you
Well,
guys
this
get
is
back to the main room.
You walk out of the bathroom. Did you pop the zip? Let me see it. I need to see it.
While that was happening, I wanted to look at that end table while they were absconded elsewhere.
Roll a search roll.
I'm just kind of on my phone
Search.
looking up stuff about the furniture that's not really important. Like, oh, is this type of furniture used in cults and stuff just trying to figure out anything about the furniture that Kenny would be able to find out, but it's not going to be important.
Don't open it.
Search. I got a 20 out of 20.
You got a 20 out of 20. Yeah, you and you're looking at the end table.
Yeah.
I think the same thing. You're looking around and you feel
the one that Roger said opened.
Oh yeah, you find the opening too. After with a success like that, you find the same thing. The under the Triskelion, it can be moved to be open.
Dawn kind of just looks towards Kenny and then just starts to fiddle with it to see if it can open.
Yeah, it can open.
I'm gonna kind of put my hand on my gun just in case.
Cool. I want to open it.
It's not for you,
Okay,
it's for the ghosts that are gonna come out.
A couple of movements, you open up this kind of secret hatch, and it smells like rotting leather as you do, just stale air. Inside, you find 3 objects. There is a bronze knife, a bowl that has a Triskelion on it, and what seems to be a kind of reddish, some reddish brown caked on it, and a book bound in leather.
Inked in human blood.
I'll take the things out and like place them on top of the end table, and then I'll take that book out and crack that open.
Okay. I think right as you're cracking it open, the other 2 walk in. That was not a super long conversation. And it seems to be a very cramped diary of Isabel Wheeler. Like all the writing is just very tight. It's messy, but it is packed full of Isabel Wheeler's history and thoughts. And it's a long book. It's going to take time to read.
Oh, sweet. Kind of flip through it, kind of just briefly look up over my sunglasses at the 2 adventurers coming from the bathroom. And say it wasn't, this is what was in the table. And I'll just kind of take it and sit down on a chair and cross my legs and just kind of can start reading this book.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the knife.
It is bronze and it is sharp. There is some caked blood on it.
I kind of put it back down on the table.
Alice, you had a roll. You did your anthropology roll earlier and were successful, but now you have more time to look at it. You would like to have that roll go forward.
I sure would like to take a closer look at this. Yes, sir.
There are the enamel decorations and complex interweaving designs that seem to be geometrics. Closer examination reveals that these are actually stylized people dancing, and you find a common recurring element in the design. A dark man, larger than the rest, leads the dance. He has no face, but seems to have a horn where it should be.
Like a toot-toot trumpet horn? Or like a...
Like a spike horn.
like a spiky, like a unicorn horn.
Yes,
Nice
but no
horn.
head, just the horn.
I've heard
That's-
legends of the horny man. Does he get Bluetooth?
Not today. Not today.
Oh.
Well, it has a kind of Bluetooth. It might be able to connect us to things. If you want to consider that Bluetooth.
Which means ghost.
Or, maybe ghosts, maybe bigger than ghosts. Like gods.
Oh.
What?
So what do we... Well, you're gonna look through the journal.
That's what I'm currently...
Yeah.
Got
This
it.
looks like cult stuff. I just kind of motioned to the bowl and and the knife. This is definitely cult stuff. What did you guys learn at Jamie's?
I'm gonna like swivel over. Yes. What did we learn?
There's quite a bit, but I do have an appointment tonight, if you recall, with Miss Liz. Probably more interview and investigation at the pie shop. Adios.
As Rogers salutes with his hat and rides off into the night to his date.
Well, how about we crack open that journal? Nose goes, not it.
Okay. What do you? So this is a really like it's this thick, and it is like throughout years and years and stuff. What do you specifically? Are you looking for anything, or are you just gonna start at the beginning and start reading?
I am looking for something. I am looking. Assuming that. Okay. No, we need this information. The Wheelers. Okay,
yes.
So this is Isabel's journal, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Perfect. I think you at least open to the first page. It starts right before she's talking about her engagement and how excited she is to marry Michael.
Okay. I want to flip through to look for entries written approximately in the year 1907-ish.
1907.
Which is conveniently around the time the house was built by Michael Wheeler, according to my notes. Ooh. Hey. Ooh.
Yeah.
He also died 5 years later. So.
Yeah. You're reading at 1907.
Yeah, or around that time. Around the time that the house would have been built.
Okay. Yeah, you read. There's an entry about how how proud she is that her husband is now building a home for them, and it's his own craft work, and she's really looking forward to building a life together.
Okay. I want to continue from that until I want to skim through from that section until about 1912 when supposedly Mike Wheeler dies by a terrible accident.
Alleged.
Yeah. Roll intelligence to see how long this is going to take you.
I thought my intelligence was bad. It's not that bad. Oh, it's rolled. I got an 87, which is not. It's bad. It does not pass.
It's going to take a little time to read through this. What are Alice and Kenny doing during this time?
You know what? Do we have the end table with us? I want to inspect that to see.
Yeah,
if
I think we retconned that we did. Yeah.
Yeah. Roll in a search check.
Okay. Got a 67 out of 20.
You cannot tell. It's hard to tell any similarities. It looks they look like two end tables that are of the same shape, like kind of shape and size.
That one has 4 legs. That one has 4 legs. I'm starting to see a connection. What do you think, Alice?
Think you're onto something.
Finally feel like a real detective. Just like that show, True Detective. I've never
Dave, please. Alice, I think, is, I think she's actually just trying to mull all of this over, looking for some kind of connection between the visions that she saw at the house, the knowledge of Michael's death, and also just sort of trying to figure out the role that the Triskelion is playing and the role that, who's the lady who was the caretaker?
Adele.
Gotta remember that. The role that Adele actually played.
Huh.
And is Roger here?
No, he's on a date.
Okay, Roger, do you have the USB?
Oh, god damn it.
Fuck! Great. Well, that's all I'm doing. I'm sitting there regretting
Okay.
giving that to him and contemplating my
Although-
place in the universe.
You did bring up a good point. Maybe I can look up stuff about Adele on the internet. Because if she's like a kooky, you know... Because she seemed like she was some kind of spirit guide or something to, Liz, or what's her... Isabel.
Maybe there's like rumors or some like hearsay and tales and stuff that were told about her because she was not a norm.
Because they were apparently like the kooky shut-ins that a lot of people like to talk about. And I even remember when we went to go see Jamie, she mentioned that people like to talk about her grandma because they were kooky or something like that. So I want
They
to
were
see
roommates.
yeah, they were gal pals.
They were just roommates.
I want to see if I can find anything on the internet about Adele specifically, because I don't know if I've specifically looked for her yet.
Yeah, you can roll that if you'd like. Is there anything you want to specifically roll for, Alice? You just kind of, or
Can
trying
I
to
roll?
remember?
No, can I actually just roll like an intelligence check to see if because like Alice is smarter than I am, and can I roll to see if she's figuring this out? Because I'm not. That is a 64 out of 80.
And I got a 62 out of 80. Oh my god, that was close though.
Sick.
So Alex, I think what do you remember about your visions? The two visions you've had.
Let me just pull up my notes for a second.
Oh, no.
My brain.
How do I know?
Let me just take my brain out. The first vision that I saw were two wispy figures speaking to one another, and one of them said, "I love you, Isabel, in sickness and in health." And the next vision I saw were two figures, one woman and one similar woman to the previous, that says, "Please don't do this, we can find another way." And then there was another one of a young man and an older woman who was sitting with a knife, perhaps the one that we're looking at here, that says, "I'll do whatever it takes, Isabel."
So your three visions.
You know, when you say it out loud again like that.
It's fucked up, isn't it?
Now that we know what we know.
Not great, y'all.
So wait, based on those things, who do we surmise are the people in each scenario? Like, one
Well,
of
I
them is
think the
clearly
first-
like Michael talking to Isabel.
Yeah, I think that's the first one for sure. I think that the second one was probably Isabel, and I think the second vision was probably Isabel and Adele
Yeah.
hanging out, being gal pals.
Just roommates.
Just doing girly things.
I'm trying to think of just like a Seinfeld-esque theme song for them when they're always saying,
They just both look at the camera like.
just roommates.
But the third one is interesting because I don't think that Adele was like older. From what I infer, I don't think she was much older than Isabel or even Michael.
Yeah.
I was just asking if that was something we'd be able to find out, is like her age in approximation to.
Can I pull up her Facebook?
With your search roll,
MySpace.
with a search roll, Adele did not have a Facebook. What you do find with that is her obituary.
Oh, okay. Well, that's more of what I was actually looking for. So obituaries, all the. Okay, so what's that say?
You find the obituary for Adele Di Vitello. She died in 1967. It says, she was. The people that have lived on are her daughter Eleanor and her granddaughter Jamie. Put to rest in local cemetery in Meadowbrook, New Jersey. Remembered as a nurse and a caring mother and grandmother.
She's buried here. Now, I've played a lot of adventure games in my time, and I'm wondering if maybe if we use this knife or something at her gravesite, maybe she... Now, I say it out loud, it sounds really stupid, but like...
I don't think this is an episode of Supernatural.
Did Does the obituary give a born died date?
Yeah,
Or
when
just-
was the birth date?
I'm sometime average. I don't have it on me. 19. It'd be 1890s. I think 1880s, 1890s. Because
Okay.
she was about 20 in the 1907 time.
Okay,
period.
yeah, so
So-
comparable to the. Okay.
Okay, so
While you mull this over and keep looking at your I'll give Dawn her thing. Roger Rogers. We don't have to replay an entire date because that might take a little bit of time.
no, do it.
And
Do it.
Live out Dave's every fantasy.
Good time, well,
This is why we made the channel.
Is there anything special you want to happen on this date?
Nope.
Is there anything specific you want to happen on this date?
Of course, I would ask for the finest. What are we doing, Roger? Excuse me, waiter. For the lady, we'd like to have the finest round of root beer floats you can offer. I mean, premium root beer and the top tier ice cream.
Yeah,
Sir.
boxed and Blue Bunny, the triple Bs. Oh, she
So
got-
bad, Maria left.
She got so angry.
Found in a way. I don't know where it went, but it left me.
Besides that, the whole evening is just a struggle of him. Like he's sweating too much. He's uncomfortable. He's trying a little too hard. Like she'll make what he thinks a joke is, and he'll laugh a little too loud. You know, it's all a little weird. But he's trying really hard.
Okay, A for F. Roll a charisma check if you'd like.
Yeah. With my dice.
With your dice.
Which I had at the ready.
Chris, do you have multiple T-shirts that say "Get your tickets to the gun show" on them? Because I swear to God, you were wearing one last time, and it wasn't that one.
I have that one is Suns Out, Guns Out. Last time.
Wonderful.
I got a 33, so that's a critical success.
Yeah. You wine and dine her with your Barks and Blue Bunny root beer floats. You order, I think, probably the best thing on the menu, which is their 5-course meal, which is 5 different courses of pie, starting with some savory, some sweet, and even though you maybe think it's a little awkward, it goes maybe a little bit better than.
I do have one question that's
Sure.
kind of related to the game. I will ask her.
Okay.
What's her name again?
Oh
Liz.
no! Oh.
Liz.
Wow.
I had it
Pretty-
written down next
He's
to.
got a -20 to every dice roll.
I had it
this
next.
date.
I have Mayan written down, but I don't know who that was. But this is
Mayan.
Elizabeth. I think it was Adele. Anyway. So, Miss Elizabeth, ma'am, how long have you been in town?
Oh, I was born here.
Born here. Have you heard anything a little particularly awkward about the particular residence that we are in query of?
Yeah, like a shit ton of people died there.
Yep. Anything in I don't know, common town folklore, perhaps?
I mean, no. I mean, people just say it's haunted. You know, usual scary stories. Teenagers dare each other to go in there.
Any sort of extraterrestrial experiences?
Not that I don't. No, I don't think so. I haven't heard of aliens in the house.
Well, it's just all idle dinner chit chat. Please enjoy the taco bake pie. It's quite delightful.
She looks down, takes a big scoop of ground beef, Frito, melted cheese, and sour cream, and downs this taco bake pie as the scene shifts back to the motel.
If you wanted that to sound bad, I'm sorry. I have bad news for you. I would totally eat that.
I would eat that. I would eat that.
Sounds great.
Okay, John, it's now been a couple, it takes you a little bit of time, maybe you're not a super fast reader, but you read some of the entries as it gets closer to the time of Michael's death. And despite being a diary, it does start to get more vague. And she starts talking about how Michael... I think in the beginning it does talk about how she started to get sick, about how she could no longer walk, about how she was having seizures and convulsions, and like regularly, and was just bedridden. And she talks about Michael's obsession of trying to fix her, trying to heal her through any means he could find. And then I think she talks about how he had found something through a friend of a friend, and she wasn't comfortable with it entirely. And then I think there is like a 2-week, maybe even a 3-week break in the journal. And then, like, during the time you would have known his obituary stated he died. And then it comes back talking about how much she misses him, and how it wasn't worth it and stuff like that.
That's sad. Okay. How far does the journal go? Does it all the way? Okay.
Actually, it doesn't go. It goes up until 1930.
1930, because Isabel died in 1956.
Correct.
Okay.
It
so
stops significantly before that.
So I want to look at the entries after Adele moved in, which would have been around 1926 till.
Okay, roll another intelligence roll. I'll see how long it takes.
Well, I rolled one less than I rolled last time, so it's an 85 and it's not a 65.
While she continues to slowly make her way through this, what are the other two? Are you doing anything? Alice?
I was
Kenny?
really bad at...
For me, if I only found her obituary specifically, I think I want to, like, go on the computer and see if I can look up spooky local stories about, just the town, Meadowbrook. Sort of just see if there's any, like, because I'm thinking she died in, like, the 60s, and that was kind of before, like, the internet took off, so, like, chances are if there's any stories about her, or Adele or anybody like that living in this town, then they'd probably be, like, local legends and maybe compiled on a website like that, so.
Okay. You can roll it.
Look up Spooky Meadowbrook for spooky kids. 53 out of 80.
You find very similar stuff. A lot of it just like any sort of more tabloid-esque website or blog would talk more about just the house and how, like, that is the main ghost story. I think with your success, you would find that there was, during someone's research paper into the town and the history of the house, they did discover there was a period in the 1920s to 30s where there were, like, a bunch of animals getting sick around the house, and there was a man who fell ill. But that was like, it was more of like hearsay and stories based on that time. That was about it. And there's only one, it's like, it's buried beneath the pages and articles about 1206 Spooner Street itself.
Okay. Yeah, I think as far as computers looking up go, I might be at a dead end here.
Yeah. It's getting there. Alice, anything?
Did I ever get my answer for what I got when I rolled? For
the intelligence.
For connecting things.
For connecting. I think you can... Is there any specific question you have? I mean, other than an obvious question.
Other than, what is this?
Yeah. Is there any specific question I would consider it?
I guess really it's just that, I think Alice is trying to figure out I think she's trying to connect the dots to figure out if Isabel made a pact with something to give her eternal life, and that there was some kind of payment that was due. So I guess I'm also kind of thinking about, like, any folk tales that I know of that are connected to the yew tree and the... I don't know if you guys can hear Loki. I'm so sorry.
Adorable.
I don't remember what I was saying. That stuff, you know, the things that I was just talking about.
Okay. I think
Ty, help me.
I'll give you this because I don't remember that. This has been a long time. I will tell you that the visions were not in chronological order. And it was not. Maybe I used older as a qualifier, but you can tell that it was who you think is Isabel in that third vision.
Can I surmise that the other woman is probably is
second
Adele?
From the second vision, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, those what you read earlier about what you saw in the visions and what Dawn read in the journal are starting to sound like they're super linked. So it seems like we have a safe bet there. The only kicker, the thing that we definitely learned that's new is for a second there I was under the impression that Isabel sought out Adele, but it sounds like Michael did. So that's interesting. I wonder how Roger's dates go.
Yeah, it's getting late now. It's going to be Roger walking back in a second. How does it end? Your date end? Or do you want to just walk in? You don't have to tell me.
No, I walked her home if there was a walk home, or I picked her up on my motorcycle.
Oh, for sure, yeah, you motorcycled her home.
Absolutely. I ride her back. We're both full, I guess, of ice cream and pie. I go, ma'am, good night. Maybe a little after dinner sweets.
Oh,
And I pull out a bag of gummy worms, like sour gummy worms. I mean,
she looks at it. I'll take one in, but I do not physically think I can eat anything else.
They're good frozen. If you freeze them, then they're kind of like a freezy pop, but they're good night.
She takes her gummer worm, looks at it, and as you ride off back to the Enchanted Wood Motel.
And I'm gonna ride off like Top Gun. Like as I'm riding off, I'll like stand on the motorcycle.
Roll a ride check. You're gonna do that.
That's what I wanted.
Roger fucking dies.
I got an 18.
God.
Gone for a long time.
It's a 60.
Excellent. You pull off that trick with ease, and it looks amazing. She just stares kind of at you and at the gummy worm in awe as you ride off into the distance.
And as I get out of sight, like I try to get down back to my handlebars with my back, I'm like, just kind of
This is dangerous. I shouldn't have done
struggling back down. What am I thinking? Love has got me all fluttered.